let's start with Malkin on this one. Not only did he score 4 points, but he created multiple opportunities. Could have had a couple more points on the score sheet. What did you make of Gino's debut on Sunday in Hockeyville?
Much in the way that I try not to take too much weight into, the first preseason game. I'll try not to take too much weight into this one either. Just, good to see that the legs are there. He's ready to get started right away. Doesn't matter what the situation is. This is one of those specialty preseason games, so maybe the I don't want to say the effort still isn't there, but maybe the competitive nature of things still isn't there. But it's a bit more of a special occasion. It is a bit more of a, let's try and put on a nice show for the unfamiliar crowd, a crowd that these teams usually aren't in front of. So I think there was still a little bit more to it, at least in terms of willingness to really put forth a good show. Maybe, again, not so much in the compete or intensity level, but it got intense still. There was still a lot of heat in that game, and Evgeni Malkin going out with 3 goals, putting on a show in front of, like I said, the unfamiliar crowd and an awesome looking rink it's special for anyone involved, and cool stuff to see always.
Yeah, 3 goals in 3 different ways, not talking about, power play, empty net, but he did have an empty net goal. He did have a power play goal, which, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, they literally passed the puck into the net, Horwat.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we said, shoot, I think there was a time last season, and you might have been at this practice, where Mike Sullivan stopped a power play drill and said, stop trying to pass the puck into the damn net.
Yep.
I don't think he's going to hear the end of it for a couple of weeks, because Evgeni Malkin tries to send a cross-ice pass. It deflects high in the air and just happens to land behind, who was in net for them? Why can't I remember? It wasn't Korpisalo. It was Forsberg, Anton Forsberg. I always get the Senators goaltenders mixed up, but it got behind Forsberg. That was the first goal. And then obviously we mentioned the second goal. He just kind of drives to the net, makes a nice forehand backhand move around a defender and just beats Forsberg. And the third one was an empty netter. So it's good to see him score in 3, completely different ways, but it's good to see him score in general. I know everybody has kind of gotten on Evgeni Malkin for his performance. He did take a step back last season, but it's nice to see him get out on the right foot in Hockeyville. And like you mentioned, Evgeni Malkin loves playing in these kind of specialty preseason games. He looked pretty good last year in the Nova Scotia Showdown, but I'll always remember that first United States Craft Hockeyville, because of course it was won by my hometown in Johnstown. Crosby wasn't there, which was a little bit of a disappointment, but Malkin put on an absolute show in that one. He loves these specialty games. He kind of comes to play whenever there is a different fan base, especially in the preseason. It was nice to see him get off to a good start. And the big thing you mentioned, legs are looking fresh, because that is the big thing from Evgeni Malkin last year. Is there were times where his legs, they kind of looked like they got away from him. It looked like he was kind of a step behind. It's the first preseason game, so you can't take much into account from that. But it's nice to know that he's looking like he could get off to a hot start.
He could. It definitely looks like he could, so long as that intensity level from him maintains into the start of the regular season, so long as he turns, like we mentioned, a lucky bounce here and there, as long as those turn into legitimate chances and actual opportunities, and he's taking advantage of his luck, could be a good start for Evgeni Malkin in the regular season, and that would help because it's a tough schedule to start the year.